Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with the closing remarks. And we'll start with you first because we don't want to rush you. So please, go ahead.
Well, I want to add one thing that I think you should do. Organize your own demonstrations. I mean, use the electronic social media and Facebook and so on. I mean, for example, you know, I think we are probably in one of the districts in this country right now where we're all sitting, where there are more people getting their health insurance from the Affordable Care Act than anywhere else in the country. And this member of Congress just voted to repeal it. Why isn't there a demonstration in front of his office, you know, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock? Organize one of those yourself. And use social media to do that. I just want to say that as I said before, I want to make sure that when history looks back at us, we were not just we were just not being sheep and going along, but that we were standing up and resisting what is the greatest threat to our democracy I think in the lifetime of all of us.
Lydia?
I don't have much more to say. I think I said a lot already. But yeah, we have midterm elections next year in 2018, and this is the time to start doing something about it. And we need every single person to be involved. Don't let it to somebody else to do it, to LULAC or ACLU or anybody. It's us. Each one of us can do something about it.
I think one of the big issues in the upcoming months will be the ridiculous wall that they want to build in the border between Mexico and the U.S. I think we need to make it very strong. I mean, we need to make the case that this is the worst policy a country can have towards its neighbors like Mexico. I mean, the U.S. is blessed with Latino immigration, people who are coming here to achieve the American dream. Immigrants from the Latin American countries come here to become Americans, to leave this land of opportunity. It is not only for the benefit of the immigrants, for the benefit of this society. About 2 months ago, I had the opportunity to go to El Paso, Texas, invited by the Consul General of Mexico, and he took me around the border, and he showed me, you see Ciudad Juarez there, you see all the factories, and millions of people work in that factory. But look at this side of the border, all the logistics that brings the products that are manufactured in Mexico are American. This economy and this transnational, economy brings a lot of jobs and a lot of business to the U.S. If you cut that down, there will be millions of unemployed here in the U.S. So we need to understand that they're completely interconnected, and there's ridiculous, to cut out Mexico from the U.S. or U.S. from Mexico. And we need to make sure that that message is being, put out there, and we are standing, clearly opposing this effort, which, in addition of being economically ridiculously, is the worst message that you can send to a neighbor that wants to build with you a common future. I mean, we are so interconnected, so interrelated one to each other, that it's,
yes,
unbelievable.
So I want to thank all the sponsors. We want to thank the Children's Trust, the Florida Education Association, the Early Learning Coalition, also Herbalife, who's working to amends with the Hispanic community, and our LULAC National. We also have here Mr. Perez. Tomorrow he will be hosting a workshop on climate issues. And it's very important as Floridians that we start paying attention, because it's having a direct impact on our state. So I want to recognize him because he's also one of our sponsors, also LULAC National, who helped us put this town hall together, and all of you who are here and attending. I also want to recognize that the groups that we have, they're amazing groups, and sometimes we tend to cut ourselves off into just one group when we have so much diversity. And even though maybe our goals are different, we do have common goals. So I think that in these next 4 years, it's very important that we tap into each other and we unite. And that's what you're going to see where it's the town hall. It's called to rise up, right? And to defend and to unite. Because more importantly than ever, and even though we're a few, we're a good few because we're a working few. And this is what we could start with. And hopefully we could build on this. But we need each other. So I want to thank you for coming, taking the time. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being such a great panel. And we have an opening reception now. So when we walk outside here, please join us and stay with us so we could go ahead and you could also mingle with our beautiful panel. And our sponsors. And those of you who have tables, because I don't want to, those of you who are here, right, from event assessment, please stand up so that you could be recognized. They're great. They've been with us. We have someone who writes and keeps us afloat here, Emilio Sanchez. Please stand up. And writes beautifully. And each and every one of you, I cannot stress enough what you do and working together, how important it is and how blessed we are that we have each other. Thank you.